I know it's been forever, guys, since I've been on the bike doing a motovlog, and actually it's been a long time since I've even ridden my 600. It's been probably close to a month now, maybe not that much, maybe like 3 weeks, but it's been a while since I've ridden her, and it's a shame. I really got to ride this bike more often. It's such a good bike. But anyway, guys, I had a video for you today, a topic that I wanted to cover, and I wanted to do it in a motovlog fashion for once, since I haven't been doing these. This video is going to be about 1000cc bikes and why I don't have one. Before we get to the video, I have a little montage of my beautiful 600 that you guys got to check out right now. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was just a quick thing. I free-handed it right here. Just test out my new lens that I bought on Amazon. If you are interested in the lens, I'll have a link in the description. With a 1000cc bike, you get basically two differences, okay? I know there's more than just two, but you get more power and you get more weight. Those are pretty much the two different things, if we're going to be basic here. Don't really want to gain more weight on my Super Sport, and I really don't need more power. So that's kind of the realization that I came to when I decided, because for a while there, not recently, this was like a year ago, I really wanted to upgrade to a 1000. And thank you, dude, now I can't see. So it wasn't super recent, but I did for a while want to get a 1000. I wanted to get a CBR 1000. I was going to get a 2012 or a 2013 one. And then I rode my friend's 2007, and this was about a year ago, and I didn't really have an interest after that. And it wasn't that I got on the bike and it was too powerful and I was afraid of the power. It was that I got on the bike and I realized that I didn't really want it. I don't know how to explain it. I like the way my 600 feels. It's when I went back on my 600 after riding the 1000, I sighed a breath of relief. I was like, all right, I'm back on my baby again. Because the 600, I'm sure it's something you get used to, but it's just nice being able to flick the bike back and forth. And with a 600, you really do get like a better feel of the bike than with the 1000. The 1000, it does have tons more power, obviously, as it should. It's a 1000. But you really don't need the power of a 1000 on the streets here. And I'll tell you right now, guys, people say the 600s are slow. They're not slow. That's just something people say when they're just being stupid. You never need all the power a 600cc bike can dish out. It's never necessary. I mean, this bike, I'm in first gear. This bike can do 65 miles an hour in first gear, which means that I can only top out first gear and only on the highway and be doing the legal speed limit. Every other gear and in every other area is illegal to do, is illegal to bring this bike out. And I like bringing my bikes out. I enjoy it. I mean, I've topped out this bike in 6th gear. That was not legal at all. Of course, I was in Mexico, so it didn't matter, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, you could do things illegally, but I've been kind of moving towards getting away from the high speed runs. It's kind of been, I've been taking a step back from it. I've been riding dirt bikes more lately. That's kind of been my focus, and I've been enjoying it. I have way more fun riding a dirt bike. And that's another thing too, is that I can have a 600 and my VFR 800, and I can justify it, because the VFR is the commuter bike. That's the bike that I take around to work every day, and then this bike is the bike that I take out on the weekends for some fun. I couldn't justify having a 1000 and a 600. It makes no sense to me at all, and if I got a 1000, I basically would have to get rid of my 600. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'd have to do it. and I don't want to get rid of my 600. I love my 600, and I've had this bike the longest than I've had any other bike. In fact, it's longer than I've had any other vehicle. I've never owned a vehicle for, it's been what, 3.5 years, 4 years? But that's pretty much why I never really got into the thousands, is because I had to get rid of this bike. And this bike, I can't get rid of it. I can't do it. That's why I will not buy a 1,000. Now, I will say this. I would never say never. One day I might have a 1,000. But if I do that, then you best believe that the reason why I did it, there's only really a couple reasons why. One way would be as if this bike got stolen, or something happened to the bike and it was no longer usable. Or two, if this bike started becoming unreliable and things were breaking and it left me stranded. And because once a vehicle leaves me stranded one time, it only takes once. I forever lose my faith in that vehicle. And luckily the 600's been very reliable. The only time it hasn't been reliable was when I screwed something up, like when I broke the battery terminal, or when I screwed up the spark plug boot, when I had it facing the wrong way. So there are circumstances when I screw up, and I don't blame the bike for that. This is why I would never say never, too, is because the newer 1000s, like the CBR600RR, I sat on it on the showroom floor, and the bike, it felt smaller than my 600. It felt lighter than my 600. It felt more nimble than my 600. Now, I didn't ride it, okay? So I can't for sure say it was more nimble or whatever than my 600. I can't make that assumption. But sitting in the showroom, just going back and forth, comparing that to this bike, and that bike held its weight better. And it only weighs, on paper, only weighs like 25, 30 more pounds anyway. So that really doesn't make a big difference regardless. And then when you factor in the fact that it has a 1000cc engine that makes 80 more horsepower, then it starts to be like, okay, I can kind of see why I might one day spring for this bike. Because there's really not many downsides. Now, I will say this though, I'm not buying a brand new bike. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to spend 18 grand on a 1000cc bike or whatever it is. I'm not going to do it. If this bike got stolen, I don't think I'd buy another one. And it's not because I don't love this bike. That's the very reason. I love this bike so much that I wouldn't want to replace it with another one. I'd want this exact same one. The main reason too would be that I'd want to experience something else. Like I would want to try something new. And so maybe I would look at the thousands, but right now, this is the bike. Like, I can't think of any other bike except for the brand new CBR1000, maybe the S1000RR, and that's pretty much it. It's a super sport that could replace this bike, or a super bike. People get so angry when you call 1000cc a super sport. They get so mad about it. I don't understand why they get mad. If you go into Kawasaki's website and you look at the motorcycles and you hit super sport, there's the 1000. I understand it's a super bike, but just calm down. It's like calling a 1000cc bike a sport bike, or a 600 a sport bike, and like, no, actually, it's a super sport. It's not a sport bike. It's a super sport. So, I mean, thousands of great bikes. I love them, but I don't want one. I don't need one. I don't need to go any faster than this bike. This bike's already way too fast in itself. I love how nimble this bike is, and I don't think a 1000 is going to be more nimble than it. Except for maybe one of the brand new ones, possibly. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, everybody needs to get the biggest and baddest, but not me, man. I'm totally happy with my bike. I think we all need to realize what's important with riding. And doing 180 miles an hour is 160, 165 is fast enough for me. I don't need to go quicker than that. Now, I would consider a 750. The 750 makes a pretty good amount of low-end torque, so I would consider that, just to get a little bit more oomph off the line. But again, I don't really need that. Like, it's just another one of those things that I do not need. So, I don't know, guys. But anyway, I'm interested what you guys got to say, why you guys would prefer a 600 or a 1000. I know the subject's been beaten to death, but I don't think a lot of people choose 600s over 1000s. I think I'm kind of in the minority, so I did want to put my 2 cents in there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, and bye-bye.